with him.
All right, guys.
Told him I'd start digging a bunker
I
under the
must
shed.
remember to put
He
the
didn't
microphone
laugh,
on.
just nodded and said,
The
"It's not
microphone's
bad
on
if
now,
it keeps
so
you." The Welsh Prepper's Diary, written in a person.
we're going to listen to some When Survival Meets Sarcasm. This is a new channel, Bunker Banter 01. He's only got 100 subs, so check him out, feel free. But if you want to listen here we go. Let's play it on. I've listened to bits of it. It's quite funny. So
Diary style by Slave to No Man.
Yeah.
Forward.
Enjoy,
We're not
guys.
all mad,
you know.
Not every prepper is a bloke in a tinfoil hat banging on about lizard people running the co-op. Some of us are just dads, workers, everyday folk who looked at the world and thought, what if? And decided not to ignore the answer. If you've ever tucked away a spare tenner, kept an emergency pastry in the glove box, or eyed up next door's greenhouse thinking you could make use of it in a pinch, congratulations. You're halfway there. This diary isn't from some ex-military bloke with a beard and a bunker. It's from Tom, a regular Welsh fella who looked at the rising price of beans and thought, maybe Gav from the warehouse isn't full of crap after all. So don't wait for the lights to go out to realize you need a torch. Get ready now, while it's still just a bit awkward rather than too bloody late. Being prepared isn't paranoia, it's common sense, with a touch of cynicism, a dash of sarcasm, and a lot of baked beans. Prologue. Why this diary exists. I didn't sit down thinking, today's the day I become a prepper. It was more like, today's the day I stop pretending things are normal when they're clearly not. The news got worse. The shelves got emptier. The politicians got louder but said less. Something in the air changed. Not a bang. More like a slow rip, like the seams of society were quietly coming undone while everyone was too busy scrolling. This diary isn't a guide. It's not a cry for help either. It's a record. My own little black box. If nothing else, maybe it helps someone else down the line. Or maybe it'll just be a laugh when I read it back one day with a warm can of lager and a smug grin. Either way, this is how it started. Diary entry. Week 1. The nut job at work. Tom Llewellyn's journal. Sunday, week 1. You ever have one of those conversations where you're laughing on the outside, but your brain's quietly packing a go bag? So there I am at work, fixing a busted tap in the staff kitchen, when Gav, the warehouse lad with more theories than teeth, starts going on about the collapse. Said it like it was a football match. It's coming, fella, he tells me, dead serious. Food shortages, fuel riots, civil unrest. You mark my words. Now normally I file Gav's wisdom under entertainment, next to my uncle's rants about how the moon landings were filmed in Stoke-on-Trent. But something about today stuck. Maybe it was the way he said it. Or maybe it's just the fact I saw the price of beans double last week and pretended it was normal. Anyway, I had a laugh with him, told him I'd start digging a bunker under the shed. He didn't laugh, just nodded and said, "It's not mad if it keeps you fed." Then he walked off, eating a tin of cold ravioli like it was a religious experience. Later that night, after the kids went to bed and the wife was watching some true crime nonsense, I grabbed the eldest laptop and found myself typing, "How to start prepping" into YouTube. 5 hours and down a rabbit hole, seeing loads of water filters and Mylar bags later, I closed the laptop and just sat there. You know what? Maybe Gav's not daft. Maybe the world's gone so soft around the edges we don't notice it's rotting inside. I looked at the kitchen cupboard. We've got 3 bags of pasta, a half tub of gravy granules, and a bottle of soy sauce that expired in 2016. So, not exactly ready for the end. I've decided to start this diary. Not because I think I'm some survivalist legend in the making. I still forget to charge the cordless drill half the time. But because I reckon something's shifting. Not a bang, more like a slow tear. And I want to keep track of what I see, hear, and do in case Gav's right. If he is, I owe him an apology. And maybe some hot ravioli. Diary entry, week 2. Google rabbit holes and gravy plans. Tom Llewellyn's journal. Sunday, week 2. This week, prepping went from interesting theory to accidental hobby. Emma caught me bulk buying lentils and asked if I was planning on opening a vegan cafe. I told her I was diversifying our pantry. She rolled her eyes so hard she nearly saw last week. Made a list, then made a better list, then found a bloke on YouTube who swears by stacking tinned mackerel. Smells like regret, but apparently full of omega-3 and smugness. The garage now has a growing stack of awkward-shaped tins and a worrying number of candles. Liam thinks I'm having a midlife crisis. I told him some men get sports cars, and what do I get? I get powdered milk. Private thought. It's becoming harder to laugh this off. Every time I see a news headline or hear someone joke about when the lights go out, I feel a little knot tighten in my gut. I don't want to scare the family, but it's starting to look a bit less mad. Diary entry, week 3. 3 days to starvation. Tom Llewellyn's journal. Sunday, week 3. Did you know the average British household only has enough food to last 3 days? 3. That's how long it'd take for society to unravel into polite chaos, then actual chaos. I told Emma. She asked if that included the ice cream. I said probably not. She nodded solemnly and said, then we're truly buggered. This week's project, water. Apparently you're supposed to store at least 2 liters per person, per day. For 2 weeks. That's 56 liters for the 4 of us. Our house now looks like a budget branch of Evian, minus the elegance. Also discovered that the downstairs loo is the perfect place to stash toilet rolls. Poetic, really. Emma told me if I start hiding tins in the cistern, she's moving in with her mother. The news keeps going on about supply chain issues and international tensions. Meanwhile, Gavin told me he's converted his shed into a solar-powered bunker with a chicken run and a shortwave radio. I think I'm starting to envy him. Private thought. I keep watching the kids eat dinner and wondering what happens when the shelves run dry. What would I do to make sure they've got food? It's a scary thought, but I think I'd do whatever it took. Diary entry, week 4. My-law, mayhem, and mild panic. Tom Llewellyn's journal. Sunday, week 4. First attempt at sealing stuff in Mylar bags today. Nearly suffocated myself trying to vacuum seal rice. The kitchen looked like a crime scene at a low-budget science fair. Emma refused to help after I asked her to hold the sack steady in a way she found inappropriate. Also buckets. I've got buckets of rice, pasta, oats, and lentils. I don't even like lentils, but apparently they're cheap, protein-rich, and versatile. Like tofu for pessimists. Gavin gave me an old camping stove and a knowing nod. I'm not sure which made me more nervous. Private thought. Starting to feel like I'm not prepping for something imaginary anymore. More like I'm building a raft while watching the tide rise. I don't know what's coming, but something's coming. Diary entry, week 5. The wife thinks I've lost it. Tom Llewellyn's journal. Sunday, week 5. Emma found the stash. Proper stash. The one behind the garage wall panel. I thought it was clever. She thought it was borderline survivalist psychosis. Had a proper row. She said, are we living through a crisis, or are you trying to manifest one? I said, better to be ready and wrong than surprised and starving. She stormed off. I checked my inventory. Later, she came back and asked if I'd at least put the tins in alphabetical order. It's progress. The world outside still smiling, but it's the sort of smile you get from someone who's lost their wallet and hasn't admitted it yet. Diary entry, week 6, Neighbors and Numbness. Tom Llewellyn's journal, Sunday, week 6. Started noticing things. Mrs. Edwards across the road now gets her shopping delivered once a fortnight instead of weekly. Dave next door mentioned how fuel prices are like a slot machine that only takes fivers. Everyone's joking more nervously. I offered to fix Gavin's tap at his place. Got to have a look at his setup. It's impressive. Shelving, proper lighting, a radio, chickens, a composting toilet that smells like optimism and despair. We had a tin of sardines and talked about power outages. The scary thing isn't that he's ready. It's how normal it felt sitting in there, eating out of tins and planning for the world to get worse. Diary entry, week 7. Barter, bulbs, and B&Q shame. Tom Llewellyn's journal, Sunday, week 7. Went to B&Q to buy seeds. Felt like I was shoplifting. Kept looking over my shoulder, half expecting someone to say, he knows something. Grew up thinking food came from the shop. Now I'm Googling how to grow potatoes in buckets and wondering if it's too late to become best mates with someone who owns a tractor. Also started a barter box. Random useful things I've got duplicates of. Batteries, lighters, spare tools, wet wipes. Stuff that could be gold dust one day. Emma caught me labeling a drawer "Trade Goods" and asked if I'd joined a cult. I told her no, but I had seen the light. It was an LED torch with 3 brightness settings. Diary entry, week 8. Reality's knocking. Tom Llewellyn's journal. Sunday, week 8. Something feels off. There's a hum in the air, the kind of stillness you get before a thunderstorm. Only it's not the weather. It's people. The smiles are tighter. The shelves are thinner. The news casually mentioned fuel rationing. Gavin says his contact at the council's heard whispers. I don't know what to believe anymore. Except this. Things are shifting. Slowly. Sharply. Emma stopped mocking the stockpile this week. She asked if we had painkillers, and whether we had enough for the kids. Private thought. It's happening. Not all at once, but definitely. And I'm not scared like before. I'm ready-ish, I think. Final note. What comes next? Tom Llewellyn's journal. Week? If you're reading this, maybe the world's still spinning, just a bit wobblier than it used to be. I don't know what's coming. I don't think anyone does. But I do know that being ready isn't about bunkers and bullets. It's about keeping the people you love warm, fed, and a bit less scared. I'll keep going. Keep planting. Keep stacking. Keep watching. Maybe one day this'll all seem daft, or maybe it'll save our lives. Either way, I've got enough ravioli to ride out the worst of it, and enough dry wit to laugh while I do. Tom.
Well, that was Bunker Banter 1. Let's have a look. Does anybody want any more? Let's have a look, shall we? Bunker Banter. Howdy, people. Hope you're having a lovely evening. Let's have a look. Be on camera, shall we? Cooey. Hello. What have we got then? Oh, fashion tips. I ain't gonna burp. I was gonna burp then. Let's have a look. What can we play? For some more banter. I'll do another one. I've got to do something on my phone in a minute. So let's have a look. This was 10 minutes long. Who wants to listen to some more? Here we go.
Right, it's Dave again. Before Dougie starts banging on about tactical bidets and drinking pond juice, let's get the boring but necessary health and safety out the way. Number one, if you're listening to this while sat in the bath drinking your own bath water, congratulations. You're already part of the problem. Number two, this podcast is not kid-friendly. There's more filth in here than in Trevor's Etsy shop. If you've got little ears nearby, send them outside with a Capri Sun and hope it's not full of E-numbers. Number three, nothing you hear today should be attempted without common sense, actual water filters, and preferably a working brain. Right, let's get to it. Shortages, frogs on heat, and why pressure washers should never, ever be aimed below the waist. This week's episode is brought to you by Pete's Prepper Pantries. Over 200 varieties of tinned food, all stacked to fall on you in the night like a sodium-rich avalanche. So it's the day we do episode 3. Water, water everywhere.
Water.
Tactical bidets and fish tank survival. Now run the theme tune.
Welcome to Proper Prepper FM, the only station brave enough to broadcast from a shed. Powered by lukewarm tea, half a packet of biscuits, and Dougie Mac Prep's dodgy wiring. Proper Prepper FM, thankfully nowhere near you.
Yeah, what's going on with this? Right. Oh, it's 10 minutes this one.
Welcome back to a live Proper Prepper FM, where the only thing drier than my mouth is the government's water emergency contingency plan. I'm your host, Dougie McPrep, and if you're listening to this while filtering rainwater through your wife's tights, congrats, you've made it. Hydration chat starts now, but first, if you've got a prepper win, a survival bodge job, or a question about tactical bidets you're too embarrassed to Google, email properprepperfm@radiomail.uk or call 07555 111 000. If it's grim, I'm reading it. This week's apocalyptic delight, water shortages, and the absolute bollocks people do to get around them. From bog roll bidets to aquariums as tactical hydration stations, we'll discuss everything from filtering your own sweat to drinking things Bear Grylls would cry about. You think you're ready for a water crisis? Let's see how well that goes when you've only got a bottle of gin, 3 Capri Suns, and a garden pond filled with frogs on heat. Well, it's Doogie's monologue time, the Great Hosepipe Ban Uprising. Let me take you back to the glorious summer of 2020. You know, when we were all locked in. Britain was burning, bins were melting, and the nation was asked to conserve water by turning off their sprinklers. My friend's neighbour Sharon started a hosepipe cult, white robes, watering cans filled with gin. They'd chant in circles around the paddling pool, sacrificing fab ice lollies to the tap gods. Think it could have been the mushroom omelette. So, yeah, it's chaos out there, and you lot need help. Doogie's water wisdom, or how not to die of thirst. Store it. 2 to 4 liters per person per day. Multiply by apocalypse. Filter it. Life straw, Berkey, or actual science. Not your son. Boil it. That thing your kettle does. Use it. Catch it. Rainwater harvesting systems, or just old bins, clean ones. Recycle it. Grey water's not glamorous, but neither is dying mid-shave. My mini tip for today. If you're still relying on bottled water from Co-op and a plastic Brita jug last changed during Brexit, then say hello to kidney failure. Also, tactical bidets are not made from pressure washers. My bollocks still haven't forgiven me. Oh hell, here we go. Our interview segment. Come on over and park your arse in the chair. Our guest interview for today is Trevor, 47, from Cardiff. Alright, boyo. The human hydration hack. Trevor, a self-proclaimed liquid survivalist who claims he's found a way to hydrate without water. Trevor, what are you drinking there?
It's your ride, Dougie.
Bloody hell. Straight out the gate.
It's okay, it's mine, mate. Aged, filtered, mixed with iron brew.
That's not a drink. That's a crime against Lucozade.
I call it pea light, as it's low in sugar and really full of nutrients.
And do you sell this?
Only on Etsy, Dougie, and I've got a 3-star average.
Have you considered just drinking water?
That's what the government wants us to do, mate. But me, I've got better than spring water.
I regret this interview more than my third marriage. Well, thank you, top bloke. Bloody no sense at all, but top bloke. And now, a short message from our sponsor.
When the unexpected happens, will you be ready? At the Bug Out Shop, we've got everything you need to prepare for emergencies, adventures, and the unknown. Don't wait for the crisis to come to you. Head to bugouts.co.uk today and get prepared. For a special 10% discount, use promo code PPFM01. Your survival starts here.
You've got an email. Ding, ding. You've got an email. Ding, ding. I said, you've got an email. Ding, ding.
And now back to the show. It's time for our listener emails. Aqua Twats and Tactical Splashes. Right then, who do we have here? Email 1. Sharon, 39, Bournemouth. If I bathe in gin and tonic water and drink from the bath, does the quinine help purify it? Only if you enjoy dying drunk and confused. Email 2. Doreen, 66, Slough. My fish tank is very clean. Can I use it to boil pasta? If you like your pasta twirls with a hint of guppy, go ahead. Email 3. Zach, 22, Manchester. Can I filter water through a pair of Reeboks? You'd be better off drinking your dog's wee, mate. Email 4. Pete, 45, Glasgow. I've trained my dog to bark when it smells chlorine. Am I ready? You're ready for Crufts, not Chernobyl. Email 5. Billy, 30, Newcastle. My ex says she's got a natural spring in her garden. It's a leaking pipe. Can I bottle and sell it? Absolutely. Label it Artisanal Urban Flow and charge £4.99 a litre. Okay, thank Christ that's over. Now, here's my mini tip of the day. The word moisture farming needs to be banned. You're not on kinky dates. You're in Newcastle and your pipe's leaking. Also, stop calling wet wipes waterless bathing systems. You're just smearing yesterday's filth in a circle. And now, Doogie's wrap-up time. So water, vital to life, easy to lose, difficult to replace when you've dumped it all into a hot tub because we might as well enjoy the end. Take this seriously. Filter your water, boil your supply, and stop asking your dog for hydration advice. Next week, live on Proper Prepper FM, spam, powdered cheese, and the art of not starving with a cupboard full of tins you can't open. Call me on 07555 111000 or email properprepperfm@radiomail.uk with your worst tint food story or your weirdest ration recipe. Okay, that's me. I'm almost gone. Might just get a quick one in before the bar closes.
That's
Bye
all
for now.
from the shed. You've been listening to Proper Prepper FM. If the roof's still on, we'll be back next time. Until then, good luck out there. For FM, closing down the live and switching off the lights in the shed. See you all next week. That's if they have bothered to pay me.
And that's you hydrated, or at least mildly traumatized, for another week. If you enjoyed this aquatic madness, click like, subscribe, and share it with someone who thinks filtering means pouring tap water through a sock. Didn't enjoy it? Fine, go listen to a mindfulness podcast about rain sounds. On next week's live show, Dougie's talking food, hoarding it, living off it, and probably creating a cult around tinned spam. Till then, keep your water clean, your bidet pressure low, and for the love of God, no fish tank pasta. Quick question, be honest, would you rather drink pond water, bath water, or trust Dave's tactical bidet? Stick your answer in the comments. I'm off down the pub. It's Dougie's round, so till next week, see you laters.
Stay tuned, guys. I've got to do some on my phone, but I will be back with some more. I've got stuff to show you. I have stuff to show you. If you want to have a look, you'll have to come back in about half hour's time. I got stuff to show you. Who we got in here anyway? Who's in here? Who's going to say hello? Yeah, I'll be back in about half hour's time, I reckon. I have stuff to show you.